Good evening. I'm Amy Bryan, proud principal of Germantown Elementary School, and I'm so excited to welcome you this evening to our back to school night. And this back to school night marks my 19th year as principal of our wonderful school. So tonight's event is virtual due to us exercising an abundance of caution during this pandemic. This evening, you're going to engage with teachers and other parents within your child's grade level and programs. You'll also hear about academic foci for the school year, and then we'd be remiss if we did not discuss the pandemic and how students will access learning if they're sent home on a mandatory quarantine. So again, welcome to our virtual back to school night. And so I want to share a few things with you about our new normal. And first, if you have an ill child, please, especially if they have a fever, a headache, a cough, are vomiting, and or have diarrhea, they may not come to school. But not only may they not come to school, you must inform the school that your child is having one or many of these symptoms, because those are symptoms of possible COVID-19. And we would have to identify students who would have been in close contact with your child. And those students may have to quarantine until your child receives a negative COVID test result. That negative result must be sent to your child's teacher and with a copy to a school administrator as soon as you receive it. If your child is positive, then that's a different story that we'll talk about shortly. However, I know pre-COVID, you could just keep your child home if they had a fever or diarrhea, but we may not do that during this pandemic. You must inform the school if your child is having any of those symptoms, and they must stay home until we receive documentation of a negative COVID result. In the unfortunate case that your child does receive a positive COVID test result, and if it's after school hours, please, please, please email your child's teacher and copy a school administrator immediately, if it's after school hours. If it's during school hours, please call our main office at 301-353-8050. And please know that we are so thankful to MCPS. Soon enough, we will be receiving our 15-minute rapid tests, and so that will help to alleviate some of the concerns that we have had with sending children home. Let me just do some clarifications also about individual quarantine versus the whole class quarantine. So first, if an entire class must quarantine, that means the entire class will learn virtually from their classroom teacher. Okay, so a full class of students who are quarantined, they're going to be able to access their teacher through the teacher's Zoom link, which can be found on the community connection document. If an individual or small group of students are sent home due to close contact with a child exhibiting at least one symptom, those students will be placed on a mandatory quarantine. However, they will not be accessing their teacher. They will not be Zooming in with their teacher, utilizing their teacher's Zoom link on the community connection document. Instead, we have a individual quarantine learning schedule. I'm pulling up right now. And so our students will access live support during certain times of the day, and then students who are on mandatory individual quarantine, then they shall also have some independent work to do as well, as shown by this schedule. Okay, so I wanted to clarify that. All right, so I also want to take this time to introduce our newly elected president, Emma Ferraro, and she'll come and speak to you in just a moment. But I also want to make sure that all of our families are aware of GES policies and procedures. This link of the GES policies and procedures document was sent to everyone during the summer mailing. And so it's a lot of information to read. However, it is great information for you to know about our fantastic school and how things operate at GES. So I invite you to please, once again, if you have not done so already, to review that GES policies and procedures document, okay? That will tell us a lot about the school. So now I'm going to turn it over to our newly elected PTA president, who will bring you greetings and share with you how you can join our wonderful PTA. Thank you.
Good evening and thanks for coming to Back to School Night. My name is Emma Ferraro and I'm currently the PTA president. For those of you that don't know, the PTA is an organization composed of both parents and teachers that works together to ensure that your students have a successful school year. We also host events such as the book fair and sell spiritware. We're always looking for new volunteers and members, so if you're interested in joining, please see the Patriot newsletter that I was sent out last Thursday for instructions on how to join Member Hub, or an email where you can reach out with questions. Thank you.